Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. So what you see there is probably the equivalent of about 100 bags of soil that I would buy at about $14 a piece. I paid $60 for this, and this is actually soil for gardening. This gardening soil. I picked it up in a location that we have near in town where they can give you a bucket full. So what I did was I just put a tarp on the bed of my wife's truck and had him dump a bucket full in there, $60. Because it doesn't seem like Chief is going to be able to get here in time with the soil that I need to plant my potatoes and such. So today what we're going to do is we're going to fill all of our bags. And I'm going to place them where they're going to go. And hopefully it'll be in a good spot. And then either tonight or early tomorrow morning, I'll get all my potatoes in there. The reason I'm saying that is because I'm pretty sure that doing this is going to beat me up pretty good. And when I'm done with it, I'm not going to be wanting to plant potatoes. So we'll go ahead and get back to you as soon as I got them all filled up. I'll show you where I'm putting them. And then I'll give you a quick tour of the backyard and show you what I'm going to be doing this summer to start working on the infrastructure for my little AP homestead. First thing we have to do, ladies and gentlemen, before we start, is get our thermocell and give it a start up. And it is going. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it. You probably won't. But the way you know that this is on is you look in there and you'll see a very, very small flame in there. And what that flame does is it heats up this pad that's treated with whatever it is that mosquitoes don't like. And this actually does a pretty good job. It covers a radius of about 15 feet. Now it looks like we can only fit 2 bags at a time. Those there, I believe, are 7-gallon bags. So we'll go ahead and take those over. Let me show you where I'm going to put them. All right, so this is where I'm going to put them right here. And ladies and gentlemen, let me show you something real quick. I found a gold mine when the snow melted. Look at this. Look at all of that. Most of that is treated wood. Isn't that awesome? And these right here, I'm hoping these will do well. This is onions and garlic that one of you all sent me last year. And I planted them. Get out of there, girl. Karma, no. I planted them before winter started last year. I just came back and I took all of the wood shavings that I had on top of them off. So I'm really hoping that they'll do well. I'm really, really hoping so. I'll keep you updated on these. So yeah, this is the area where I'm going to put them. And I'll try to fit as many as I can here. If I run out of room, I've got another spot where I can put them. Well, ladies and gentlemen, all done for the day. I'm not going to put the potatoes in till tomorrow because I'm going to go ahead and get one of my 55-gallon drums that I use for water in the summer. Fill it up. That way when I put the potatoes in, I can give them a good watering. So as you can see, I was able to fill up roughly 40 or so 7-gallon bags and about 8 or 10 5-gallon bags. So most of the bags are 7-gallon bags. And I'll tell you what, it would have probably taken me roughly 40 to 50 of those bags that you buy at Costco or Walmart that are for garden soil. And those here run for about $15 a piece. So just do the math. I saved a whole bunch of money just by doing a little bit of labor and putting the dirt from the truck into the bags. And I ran out of room in this little spot right here. This is a great spot because behind me here, you can see that there's a lot of open space for the sun. And a lot of these trees are going to be coming down. Let me go ahead and show you what I'm going to be doing this summer to my property as well. I also had to put a few grow bags in a different location. Let me show you that first. And look at that. Look at that lazy girl. Karma, say hello. Say hello. And look at that. Look at the kitty cat. The kitty cat had her first mouse kill. She's a hunter now. She likes to stay outside all day long. So let's go over here. Actually, where I put the leftover bags, I really didn't want to put them anywhere in the middle because my dirt mover is going to be coming over here and moving dirt around. So I put the rest of them here right on top of the septic. Didn't think it would do any harm. So right here, this tank right here. Okay, let me show you. Let me show you what I'm going to do to my property. All right, so you all remember that I put that tent up last year, and that tent is going to end up being moved and going right here. You see where the frame to that old tent is? That's going to become a greenhouse. I have everything that I need for that in order to make a greenhouse out of it. However, I have to wait until Chief comes over, and I don't know if you can see the difference in height, but he's going to go from here. You see the difference in height? He's going to go ahead and flatten this all out and bring it all back. And the back of it is going to be behind the tent. So it's going to be level all the way from behind the tent all the way across to where you see that big one tree that's in the middle right there. And then all the way across the backyard. So it's going to be all level. Now you can see those trees there that have an X on them. They're all coming down. Those 3 trees are coming down. That really big pine that you see right there is coming down. That pine is actually leaning towards the house. So that's coming down. Some of those trees over there are coming down as well. That tree over there that's leaning, if you can see that, that one's not coming down because it's leaning away from the house, and I really want to keep it there just in case one of the trees behind it decides to try to fall towards the house. It'll act as a blocker, right? That's like one of my guards, one of my linemen, if you're talking football lingo. So then he's also going to take down that little bush of trees right there, probably about 4 or 5 trees that are right next to each other. Those are all dying because they're so close together. And then this whole bunch of trees that's right behind the tent, those are all coming down. I hate to have to get rid of that big pine, but it's got to come down if I'm going to be able to get any solar whatsoever. And I do have some other nice pine on the property towards the back that won't get touched. So once he fills everything in over here, everything behind that's full, that he filled in, that's being left raw. I'm going to leave all of that land back there raw. I'm going to go ahead and process all of the wood from the trees that he knocks down. And I'm going to stack them somewhere back there on skids and cover them with a tarp. They should be good for a few years in case I need to use them for fuel. All right, so this tank right here, this is my 2,500 gallon tank. I have to work on getting it winterized. That'll probably happen sometime later in the season. I have to work on getting it winterized, and then I'm probably going to place it somewhere back behind. So I'll probably have the chief level this little spot out right here, put some gravel, and I'll put that tank right here, which will be great because it's next to an outlet that I can use to plug in the heat tape during the winter, and it's right next to underneath my house where I have my water tanks. I'll be able to pipe that in. And as you can see, these trees right here, you see those X's, those are all coming down. My property, I don't know if you see that little squirrel over there. Let's see if, oh, she's moving. She's moving away. My property, if you can see that berm right there, the top of that berm, that's where my property ends on this side of the property. And it goes all the way back. I'm not sure if you can see the electric wire that's all the way back there. But if you can see that, my property goes all the way back there. I think it's about 438 feet from the front of the property to the back. And then the back of the property is about 400 feet wide. And the front of the property is about 109 feet wide. So it goes back kind of like a necktie, like a V. All right, so that's what's going to go on this year, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, once this area right here is filled in, where the big tent is going, before I put the tent on that area, I'm going to build a platform with some of that wood that you saw that I purchased, and the platform is going to be built with treated plywood. Then I'm going to put the tent on top of it. What that'll do is that'll allow me to build shelves inside of the tent. Then once I move that tent over to its platform, I've already got a platform built in there where I'm going to build a small studio. It's a small 10 by 12 platform that I already built last year, and I'm going to build the AP studio there. I think we'll call it the bunker. All right, so that's what I've got planned for this year. Pretty excited. And ladies and gentlemen, you see all this stuff? This is Alaska. After the snow melt, you find all the things that you were in a hurry to put up for the winter. right? And those tires actually that I have there, those are tires that I figured that I would use for anything but putting them on vehicles, because they're already, the tread on them is already too low to be using up here. But I figured that I keep them and I could probably use them for planters or something like that later on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, thank you very much for joining in. Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and plant those potatoes tomorrow, but as soon as they start to sprout and they start to show some life, I'll go ahead and make sure that I record it so that you can all see how it's progressing throughout the season. Having said that, remember to be good to each other. When good people do good things happen. Remember to reach one, teach one, and repeat. If we all did this, the world would be a better place, and you know that it will be a better place. Many blessings to all of you and your families. This is the Last Prepper. I am out.